the origin story. So I could probably start with you, Phil. Where were you born and raised?
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I
Oh,
was born,
Sooners? Oh, you Sooners?
yeah, I was
Okay.
born on this street. I was born in this neighborhood called Greenwood, where Black Wall Street is.
Oh, wow, goodness. Did you
I
know
was
about
born
that
there.
growing up? The
Of course, I
story?
mean, my great grandfather, my great great grandmother, they all ran from that night. They all got to Kansas City.
Wow.
Yeah, my great uncle Bucky was a hustler, pool shark, and he made a lot of money back then. And my great grandfather and my grandmother all came with the tribe, with the Cherokee tribe.
Wow.
So we're what we call freedmen.
Hmm.
So my grandmother lived on Greenwood, and I grew up on Greenwood, and then they moved us out north after that. So I'm from Tulsa.
Okay.
And I lived in the area where it was two rival gangbangers, the Rolling 60s and the A-Trades, which are rivalries still. And I lived in between. And even if you, I tell people it was traumatizing because one of my favorite colors was red, but where I grew up, you couldn't buy
Sure.
red. Back then, if you wore a certain color, you can get killed, not just beat up. You would get killed if you wore red in the neighborhood or if you wore blue in the wrong neighborhood. So it was very gang infested. Even if you had grounded parents, you know, your mother and father were there like mine were, you still had to pick a side. So you weren't a gangbanger. You weren't even affiliated, but because you were part of that side, you had to pick the side that you were on.
Wow.
And that's how I was growing up in LA.
Uh, Did it change just overnight? I mean, because it seems as if life was fine and it just did the crack change overnight, or would the gangs get worse overnight? Did it just feel as if it just one day just got worse?
It had periods of where it died down. I mean, they went through different versions. Like gangbangers were, um, like dance crews at that time
Hmm.
were getting initiated as gangbangers. Gangbangers started turning into drug dealers. So it
Hmm.
seemed like it was calm, and then it went kind of back and forth. It was always the gangbangers, drug dealers switching off and on. So it never really changed. It's still that way right now in South Central LA. Um, but you just kind of know how to navigate, or you have to learn how to navigate.
As a
It's
kid,
still like
then, how do you avoid getting tempted to get involved in that?
they knew me. They knew I was the kid that had the keyboard and I could play
Ah,
all the top 40 songs on the radio on the keyboard. They were like, leave Mike alone. Mike,
ah,
somebody. I mean, the gangbangers, they were different. They were actually athletic then. Well, Monster Cody, I can think of the name. Tookie. Those dudes would play football and basketball with us. They were actually athletic and could play, but they
Mhm.
but they knew people's families and they knew not to mess with. Like Mike is good. Mike don't do like that. Mr. Saulsberry, no, 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 no. So they were like that. They actually knew who they could manipulate and get in and who not to mess with. I was
okay,
one of
okay, okay. Where did you learn how to play and get into music?
them. I always had an ear. My dad was a vocalist in the group called the Penguins, who did the famous song Earth Angel. That's historic.
Okay,
Um, yeah, my father, yeah, is in that group, and he
wow.
joined in '66. So my dad had the ear. My mom had the ear too, and I just happened to have the instrumentation. Ever since I was like 7 years old, like I knew what I wanted to be at 7. Like I could tell people I wanted to meet. I even said I wanted to meet Quincy Jones one of these days. I mean, it was, yeah.
Wow.
And see, let me tell you this other thing, because the group started with me and Eric. Eric was part of a gang too, a Mexican gang, 18th Street. He'll tell you, yeah,
Is that Eric? I thought he was black.
yeah. But there was certain members that they let in, and so when I met Eric when I was 15, 16, it was his idea, to. I mean, if but I want to go deep to it. Basically, I'm gonna say this. I haven't said this in a long time, but producer of Tupac, his name is Johnny J, who passed away, committed suicide, or they say he did.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. We were production
Sure.
partners in high school.
Mm,
And Johnny called me up out of the blue and said he didn't want to work together with me no more. He wanted to do it by himself. And that's when he did produce Candyman.
mm,
That was good friend, and I was really hurt behind. I thought we were going to produce music together for the rest of our lives. And I met Eric, and Eric said, "Man, no, don't worry about that. Let's just start a group called Portrait." And that's so. Eric is from LA too.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way, we want to say this too. We're all of us are still cool. We talk to the guys. They know about this. And they're just doing their own things, but we're all cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric and Irv. Okay. Oh, I interviewed Warren Campbell, and he said that on the All Eyes on Me, 17 of those tracks, he's the one playing all of the stuff, but he
Yeah, he
didn't
was
get
playing.
his credits because Suge says, now if you're not going to sign giving you your publishing, then you're not going to get any of the. Okay, so but
He was playing keys, and Johnny J was programming beats, and
yeah, Johnny was just
it was
yeah. So he
I
was
can
saying,
name like 7 guys that did that.
okay, because what Warren says that but Johnny was more the beat programmer, but he unlike say like Quick, who's a producer, but so he's doing all the stuff. Okay,
I was so imagine me and Johnny J. I was playing all the keyboards.
Okay,
Yeah. And so rest in peace. It hurt me. But I met Eric, and Eric was just like a local musician, kind of doing rock music and funk, like Jesse Johnson, stuff like that. When we met, it was this idea, and so it was formed actually maybe 5 years before we came out.
was it initially formed as a production stuff, or was it formed as a group?
No, production.
Okay.
We were going to production. We were going to it's weird. We were going to actually the first group we were going to produce was a group called the Good Girls.
Joyce and
Joyce, yeah. And then we went over there. We went over there and met her manager, and then we met Suave, and that's another story. And that's when Phil and them came. Yeah.
Okay. I am.
That's when the A-Team showed up.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you didn't get to produce. I've interviewed. Yeah, you didn't get to produce the Good Girls. You got Suave instead.
We met Suave, and he wanted us to do his album. And so as we were forming together as a writing and production team, that's when we met Andre Wilson, and he introduced me to Phillip, and then that's when we brought Phillip in. So that's how everything. Portrait was a production team at first, but the record company heard our demos, and they were like, "Man, y'all need to become a group." That's how we formed.
Okay, but then when Phil, when you joined, were you still planning to be writing and producing with them, or did you even think about singing?
No, I wanted to sing and I wanted to write. I mean, I really wanted to write with Mike. Mike was my selling point. It was like Mike was like, I wanted to write with Mike, and I wanted to write with Dre, and me and Dre had been writing together since we were kids. But Mike had a really great touch with the musical side and the arrangements and the lush sounds and bass lines, and I was just like, I can write to this music. I felt something.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They understand what Jonas Boys and men all
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between.
Us for even loving us, on which I did miss you.
What was it like growing up?
Business and she's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Joseph Boys and men all
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.